Hello and welcome to my session for the Growth Marketing Summit. My name is Braulio Medina and I'm the co-founder of Growth Team, a growth marketing agency in Brazil. And right now I'm going to show you my top LinkedIn growth hacks for customer acquisition in 2019 and beyond. More specifically, you're going to learn how to build a targeted audience fast, how to create viral content for this platform, how to influence your audience and sell, how to take advantage of the algorithm changes that happened in 2018, how to harvest and mine data using special tools and hacks, and how to automate the sales pipeline. Before we dig into the hacks, a little bit about my background. I am a mathematician. That means measuring stuff feels sort of naturally to me. In my first startup, I built a tool to measure and listen social media data. Although the technology was good, I wasn't able to sell that fast enough. So I learned a very hard lesson the hard way, that I should invest money and time to learn copywriting, to learn storytelling, to learn how to put up content that engage, how to get myself into the client's shoes, and how to connect with them on social media, which is the principle of social selling. That paid out. So in my first business, I took 4 years to get to 100 potential clients. That was not fast enough, and we failed. Although we were able to sell the technology that we built, but that wasn't a win, that wasn't a good exit. In my latest business, in just 10 days, we got 146 warm leads and we closed 22 deals. That was a success. And LinkedIn played a very big role. So right now, we've done already over 35 growth hacking projects in 6 different countries. And some of my LinkedIn metrics just this year, I was able to generate over 5 million views in my posts, over 75,000 likes, 11,000 comments, and almost 300 shares this year alone. So, but this is not about me right now, this is about you, and I want to bring you my best content. So I truly believe that the path to a world-class marketer begins when we start to shift from having a very specific knowledge to having broad general knowledge, and not only that, to be good in that knowledge. And for LinkedIn, I believe that the ability to measure and understand what's going on is very important, but also you need to be able to put up content that engage and also to distribute it. And last but not least, the ability to use data mining tools and automation tools that will spare you time and allow you to have a visibility of what's going on with all the leads that you're going to harvest. So let's begin, right? Let's begin with the funnel. You've probably seen that. Attention, interest, desire, action, the AIDA classic framework. And on social media, we can also understand that as awareness, engagement, and conversion. Or, in other words, people need to know about you, people need to like you, and then some of them are going to trust you enough so that they buy from you. What is really important here is that whenever people are engaging, whenever they are moving down the funnel, they're also bringing more people back to the top of the funnel, because when they like, when they share, or when they comment on your posts, they're also signaling that to their friends and followers. So they're always getting back to the top of the funnel. When people trust you and convert and get to be a client, if you have a good product or service, they're also going to get back and tell some friends that will put up more people in the top of the funnel. It's really important to understand this path. So the first thing begins with optimizing the attention aspect. First impression is very, very important. People judge your character in 1/10 of a second. Recruiters only spend, on average, 6.25 seconds looking at a candidate's resume. That means we need to optimize that. We cannot lose that first impression. So let's create an attention-grabbing profile right now. This is the anatomy of an eye-catching profile. What I have is a background image that stands out, a title containing my main keywords, a what and how description, what I do and how I do it, an optimized profile picture, and also an emoji in my name. Some people will not agree that's good, but it's working for me. So let's go over those details right now. Go to canva.com, create a LinkedIn banner, which is 1,500 by 425 pixels. It will be different from that blue thing that comes from a standard profile. So you need to put some elements that convey social proof and authority. Social proof, I'm speaking, I'm giving a speech, I have lots of people listening to what I'm saying. Authority, I'm hanging around with some people that have authority in their fields, like Sean Ellis and Dennis Yu. I even put something written, that I'm a growth hacker, a mathematician, and an international speaker. Whenever people come to our profile, some of them will not read, so need to grab their attention. So this small hack will get them to know you instantaneously, right? And I even put my signature over there. I've been testing that. I don't know if it's working or not, but right now it seems to be working, okay? So right now it's time to optimize your profile picture. Most people will just ask their friends, girlfriends, boyfriends if the picture is good enough, but we cannot act just based on judgment. We need data, right? So go to photofiller.com, upload your pictures, and you see how people perceive you being competent, likable, and influential. Whenever you've done the test, just take that picture and put it everywhere on all social media. That will build consistency about your personal brand. So now it's time for you to get endorsed. As you can see here at my profile, I have some skills which I have more than 99 endorsements. That means LinkedIn shows up to 99, and it's important that you adjust your skills so that people see them first, so that you get more endorsements there. I'm going to show you how to do that. So here you can add a new skill. You can add up to 50 skills, and here you can drag. So those top skills will always be at the top. You can interchange them like this, okay? So I could put growth hacking here, growth strategies and startups. But those one here, you can also adjust. So for example, let's suppose I'd like people to see data mining here at the top. So I can drag this thing here. Maybe you're thinking how you can get more endorsements. Well, if you give people endorsements, you will get lots of endorsements back. That's called reciprocation. So people just give back. So whenever I feel someone is competent, I give him or her an endorsement. And that applies also to recommendations, to written recommendations. Take your time to write a cool text about the person that you like, his or her work, and you get lots of recommendations back. What's also important is that you get your custom URL. Whenever you sign up for LinkedIn, you get a very big and weird URL, but you need something more personalized. You can go to linkedin.com/public-profile/settings, and then you can edit your URL. So right now I have my name at my LinkedIn URL. That's easy to remember, that's easy to share with others. Okay, so last point of optimization, you should understand that LinkedIn is a search engine. LinkedIn index all the information you put there. Okay, so you should put your main keywords in the title, in your description, in your articles as well. And LinkedIn search engine is semantic. That means if you put growth hacking, growth marketing, digital marketing, it will understand that it relates to the same concept or to a group of concepts. And then LinkedIn will perceive you as being strong in that field of knowledge. So people will find you easier. Right now I'm ranked #1 in Brazil for growth hacking. Whenever people search growth hacking or growth marketing, I come first on LinkedIn for most people, because it depends when people are connected with me or not, so they will get different results. But in my tests, asking for random people to do that search, I found out that I rank first for most of the queries. So think about that. Think about getting strong about a field of knowledge, and then you rank first for all the queries in your area, in your country. Enough of profile optimization. We have everything set. So now you can grow a targeted audience. And it's important that you understand that Whenever you grow your first degree connections, you are growing exponentially the number of second and third degrees connection. So you should always be growing your first degree connections. Whenever you're growing your network size, you have different groups of people that are also connected with each other. So if you look at my graph right now, I have entrepreneurs and founders, data science people, growth hackers and marketers, investors, friends, my students, because I always connect with my students on LinkedIn, and they're also connected with each other. So for me, it's more important to have some big groups than lots of small groups that are randomly connected. Because as you find out in the next session about viral posts, LinkedIn use those relationships to decide if they're going to share your content or not to that people, right? So what people see in their feed is a result of the connections they have. So bear in mind what kind of people you want to connect to. Whenever you're connecting with people and reaching out to connect, you don't never do this, which is saying like this, Enterprise X is a global virtual incubator and we are looking for regional partners. If interested, please visit the links and fill the forms. This is the link. This is a second link regarding. One day later, another pitch. I'm a virtual incubator which proves unique model, something random, something generic, no personalization, lots of links. You don't do that. If you do that, people will flag you as a spammer. Or if people say, I don't know you, or if they say it's a spam or scam very frequently, LinkedIn will block your ability to add new connections for a period of time. So don't do this, okay? This is how you should do that. You should personalize the connection request. You should give people a reason why. You should state their name, state why you're doing that. So let me tell you how I do that. Instead of sending a standard invitation like that, I do something personalized, saying that I noticed some friends in common, and also I have interests in common with you. We are both interested in something, okay? So thus, it will be a pleasure to have you on my professional network. Best regards. This always have a very, very high response rate. So now I'm gonna show you the email contacts import hack, which is not a big hack. It's a big hack for LinkedIn. That's how LinkedIn grew immensely. But some people don't know about that. Whenever you have your Gmail or Yahoo or whichever webmail, you are always exchanging messages to people, right? You can import those contacts straight here. So how you do that is you go to My Network, right? And you go to here, Connections, and then you go to Manage Synced and Imported Contacts, and then you go to Import Contacts, and then you put your email here and you click Continue. LinkedIn will connect with that account and will grab all the contacts that you exchanged emails with so that you can invite all the people. Feel free to do that. I always do that. It's a way to grow the network with the people I'm talking to. So this isn't a big hack. Now it's time to get big. Now I'm going to learn my special tricks. All right, one of them, the infinite scroll hack. How does that work? Whenever you're here at your network, okay, my network, you see people recommended for you, okay? Okay, so there is a limit. Whenever you're adding people to your network, you cannot add like 200, 300, 400 people a day. LinkedIn will flag you. But you can add those here that are being recommended for you without any problems. So what I do is I let LinkedIn recommend it, and I scroll that here, like for a period of time, let's say 1 minute just scrolling. So that's why I call it the infinite scroll hack. And then I will use Control F or Command F on a Mac to search for, let's suppose, CEOs. Okay? So I found 4 CEOs here. I can connect with them. and I don't even bother sending a personalized message because LinkedIn is recommended it for me. LinkedIn will not flag me because of that. So I keep searching for the CEOs. Here another CEOs, and here another CEO, and here another CEOs. So I basically search for CMOs, CIOs, and CEOs and co-founders. So it's a very easy way to grow the network every day, and you don't get penalized by doing that. Okay? So another hack. Now it's time to get dirty. It's time to use some tools to automate and to really, really grow your network. So right now I'm going to show you how to do the LinkedIn Boolean search and use an automation tool. Right? So let's suppose I want to connect with CEOs, co-founders, CIOs, CMOs from the New York area. I can go to the search and I can use the OR, which is a Boolean operator, and I can put things like that. Co-founder or co-founder or CMO. And then I search, and then I go to locations and I put New York, Greater New York area, all right? And then, what's very important here, you should choose the second here, second degree connections. So there are 4,197 results which are in my second degree network. We have one friend in common. Okay? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to use a tool called Linked Helper, which is my favorite for LinkedIn. And I'm going to go to this function here, which is collect, select, and invite. Okay? I don't need the tutorial. So I'm going to create a new list called New York C-levels and founders. I created the list right now, and I'm going to click collect contacts for inviting. So what the tool is doing, it is scraping and getting all the URLs of those profiles. Okay? I'm going to stop it in some seconds. Okay, so it already collected 10 here, as you can see. Let me get it to 20. Alright, 20. Okay, I'm going to stop, and I can view here the collected ones. The founders, CEOs, chief executive officers, okay, and so on. I'm going to go back here, and now comes the big trick, which is writing the message for the invitation, and you can personalize it. Okay, so you can use those wildcards here, like for example, hi, first name. I noticed we have, and you can say mutual total, friends, connections in common, and some similar interests. Therefore, I'm connecting with you here. Okay? I could also say that the name, the mutual first here, the full name of first mutual connection showed on a profile page. I can mention, I can state a person, specific person, and also two people. So, hi John, I noticed you are also connected with David and Robert, and I decided to connect with you here. So that gives people the feeling that you belong to their circle of trust, which is a very important concept in social networks. Okay, so you can do that in lots of ways. This is just an example. I'm going to save it. And you can also put company position. You can personalize that. Okay, close. All right. So I'm connecting. This is a mistake here. I'm connecting with you here on LinkedIn. Okay, let's save it, and I'm gonna send just one for you to understand the automation in place. Okay, all right, so I go to invite and I start profiles inviting. What the tool is doing right now, the tool is going through the list of the URLs, and then it will just browse randomly a little bit and then connect with it. Okay, so it's connecting right now, and it will add a note to personalize for you, writing exactly what you put there. This is my favorite trick on LinkedIn, and you should not abuse that by no means. Scraping data on LinkedIn is not a crime. At least that's how a judge perceived that when LinkedIn tried to block access and prevent a startup from crawling its data. But as you can imagine, LinkedIn may not be happy to know that you're just using automation tools instead of its business premium version or the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. That's why I strongly recommend that you have at least the business version of LinkedIn. By doing that, you'll be able to have more activities in your account so that you should be safe while using those automation tools. The trick to keeping your account safe is to start small and to start smart. Don't overuse it. Start adding like 20, 30 people a day only for a period of time, and then you increase that gradually. But don't go over the threshold of 100 people a day, all right? What else can you do with Linked Helper and other similar automation tools? Well, you can find groups in your niche and automatically connect to the group members. You can message those group members. You can auto-endorse people so that you get lots of endorsements back. You can do the event hack, which is whenever I'm giving a speech in another city, I scrape the profiles of my target and I auto-message and auto-connect to them, telling them that I'm going to give a speech and maybe it makes sense for us to meet and have a chat. That's what I call the event hack. You can message your audience, your first connections. You can auto-follow people. You can auto-visit profiles so that you get lots of people visiting your profile as well. You can extract all the data, emails, name, companies, and so on. And you can build follow-up sequences. Linked Helper is a top-rated Chrome extension that you can try for a 7-day period. You just install it in your Chrome browser and you're good to go. And if you decide to keep using that, you should pay $99 per year, which for me is the best investment I've made in terms of automation tools. And I have a discount coupon here. You just go to this URL and you'll be able to get a 15% discount if you decide to use that. So now you already know how to optimize your profile and also how to keep growing your first connections on LinkedIn. And now it's time to create some viral content and distribute that properly in this platform. The best performing content on LinkedIn are posts with text only, followed by posts with video, and then posts with image, and then articles. Don't ask me why it's like that. Maybe it's because LinkedIn is trying to optimize how people engage with its ads. So maybe whenever people are just reading a text-only post, they're engaging more with ads. So LinkedIn is spreading that content. I've done a comprehensive research of tracking all my posts during a period of 1 year, and also the posts from some of the top influencers on LinkedIn, and that's what I can tell you. Posts with text only will fly high, but you also get lots of engagement in your videos right now. They seem to be opening the gates for video also to get lots of engagement. So what kind of topics will do well on LinkedIn? As you can imagine, LinkedIn is a professional network. It's not Facebook. So people are interested in career, in transformation stories, in industry trends, personal development, business, startups, finance, marketing, and so on. And obviously, topics about LinkedIn itself. Whenever I post some tips and tricks about LinkedIn and how I find people there and how I changed my mind using that, this post will almost always go viral. So keep that in mind whenever you're putting up some content on this platform. And I use this 60-30-10 proportion in my content, which means 60% are inspirational, anecdotal, things that happen with me or happened in the past that I learned something from. People love that kind of content, and I love sharing that as well. And you're driving awareness without selling any stuff. 30% of my content is related to growth marketing, startups, and entrepreneurship. And that's how I build the engagement that I want with my prospects and leads. And 10% only has a call to action to events, webinars, or courses. By sticking to this proportion, you'll be able to drive awareness, engagement without being perceived as too salesy. You don't want that to happen, right? If you just share things about your products and service and your team and how great you are and lots of links and call to actions, people will not like that. So now it's time for you to understand the principles of a viral post. A viral post begins with a strong opener. It should grab the attention and drive curiosity so that people will click on see more. If people don't click on see more, LinkedIn will not let this post spread. What happens within the first minutes of publication is crucial. LinkedIn will take a subset of your audience and show your post to them. If they don't click on see more, LinkedIn will think it's not worth spreading. So you should grab people's attention with a strong opener, and one great way to do that is to use once upon a time in a different way because you're not a kid anymore, but it's the principle of storytelling. You could say last week, last year, when I was a teenager, in my first job, when I got hired, when I decided to be an entrepreneur, when I got fired, things that happen in your life that you can build a story around, right? So you should keep your sentences and paragraphs short. Keep them short and skip lines between them. Why? Because people are reading that on mobile. Most of them will be reading that on their smartphones. And if they see a big block of text, they will not read your story. So keep them short and be fluid and have a key takeaway in your message. You should have only one key takeaway so that's memorable, so that people remember that after a period of time. Almost every week I meet people on the streets, at airports, at cafes that recognize me and say, hey, I loved your story about your dog or about your first job that I read on LinkedIn, and that's fantastic. So keep in mind, just one key takeaway per story and no external links. If you put an external link in your post, LinkedIn will not spread that because they are trying to optimize the audience inside LinkedIn. Whenever people are leaving the platform, they are not seeing ads anymore, and that's not good for the company, right? You can put your link in the first comment. Sometimes I tell people, hey, if you want more information, just go to the link in the first comment, and then LinkedIn will not penalize that like Facebook's doing right now. And last but not least, you need a strong call to action. You need to ask people to engage. You can ask about their opinions. What do you think about the post? What would you have done if you were me? Would you like to tag some friends who have gone through similar situations? Whenever you do that, your audience will start commenting, and that is going to trigger LinkedIn's algorithm to think this content is worth spreading. So once again, whenever you post, within the first few minutes, you need to drive engagement. People are clicking on see more, you are retaining them within your post, and then they are commenting. So LinkedIn's algorithm will perceive that as worth spreading. That's how they're going to open the gates for you to go viral. Before we move to the case studies, I want you to understand the recent changes in distribution that the engineers from LinkedIn have made. They have recently published an article called Spreading the Love in the LinkedIn Feed with Creator-Side Optimization. If you like data science and growth, you should read that because it shows how difficult and challenging it is to come up with experiments and roll that out in a platform as big as LinkedIn. Imagine a creator like Richard Branson. He's a big influencer. When he posts, he gets over 10,000 engagements. One engagement more doesn't mean a lot for him, but for a smaller creator, it means a lot. That's why they introduced the Creator Love Upstream metric. It describes how a creator feels about one special engagement more. The effect of the new model takes away 8% of the feedback from the 0.1% of creators and redistribute to the bottom 98%. If you're not Richard Branson or a big influencer, that's good news for you. The trick is to tell LinkedIn's algorithm that we are liking each engagement that's happening, especially in the first minutes of publication. Understanding the algorithms of social networks is crucial. We are always trying to reverse engineer that so that we can use that to our advantage. So let's go to the to-do list right now for you to have great distribution. First, the not to-do list. Don't put links in the posts. Don't write in a monotone way. You need to have some spikes to grab people's attention there so that they keep reading, okay? Don't write too technical stuff. People are not on LinkedIn to consume heavy technical stuff. They're there just to spend 1-2 minutes. So keep it light. So now the to-do list. Mind the keywords in your post. LinkedIn is semantic. So if you want to reach CMOs, write the word marketing in your post. Show some love. Whenever you post and someone comments, go there and like and comment as well, especially in the first minutes. I have someone doing that for me, and it's important that you don't do the same comment for all the people. LinkedIn wants engagement over there, genuine engagement. Share the winners with your email and other groups. That means whenever you think your post is really spreading much more than the others, much more than the average, it's a winner. So you should help it spread even more. Share that content with your groups and feed the trolls. Trolls are idiots. They don't understand. They're helping you out by commenting on your posts. So whenever there is polarity, whenever there is someone trolling you, you should comment on their comments so that they keep engaging and further giving reach to your posts. So now it's time to analyze some winners. Although they're in Portuguese, you get the picture. So this post is about being late. So I started that saying that I was 1 minute late for a meeting in Austria and I almost had a problem. It's about being late, it's related to my work, and the key takeaway is, should 1 minute be considered or not being late or being very late? Can one apologize that? And there are some questions, call to action questions. That post had over 400,000 views, over 4,700 likes, and almost 700 comments. That's an example of awareness post. Next case study is a surprise video. Yesterday I got home and I got a strange anonymous package from the post. Someone took my profile picture and printed that on a wearing item. So it drives curiosity for my video, and although videos don't spread a lot on LinkedIn like posts do, this one got almost 18,000 views in the first week alone. So it's about a pair of socks that I got from Dennis Yu, a famous growth marketer and a friend of mine. If you want to watch that video, which is in English, you can just go to this URL here. Next case study, the Growth Marketing Summit post. I did a post telling about the Growth Marketing Summit, and I opened up saying that I had 3 good news for the growth hacking world in Brazil. First one, telling about the Growth Marketing Summit, which is a free event, and second one, that I was included there. Third one, that my company would be a partner. We got over 30,000 views in just 2 days, and the total clicks that it generated because I shared the link in the comment was over 1,200 clicks. Alright, so next case study, the pre-buzz for an article. That's a very, very special one. My post started like that. Coca-Cola changed its chief marketing officer by a chief growth officer, and this was a great signal of changes in the world of marketing. And then I go on telling something about those changes that are happening in the growth marketing world, and I tell them that I'm putting up an article about that and that they should comment if they want that article. This very special trick of asking people to comment if they want an article drives a huge amount of engagement, and that triggers LinkedIn's algorithm further. That thing got over 400,000 views, almost 3,000 comments of people wanting that article, and then I got a problem. Because even with Linked Helper, I was not able to collect all those comments to distribute my article. So this is what I did to be able to send the article to all the people that commented on my viral post. I first scraped the profiles using Phantom Buster, which is a comprehensive set of tools to scrape and connect data from social media sites like LinkedIn. I then generated emails using Find That Lead. 1/3 of the emails I was able to generate and validate from all the audience. I then imported it into Mailshake. Mailshake is another tool that connects to your Gmail account so that you are able to send all those messages. And the other 2/3 of the audience I imported into Linked Helper so that I could send the message with the article using LinkedIn. So this is inbound marketing at its finest on LinkedIn. I was able to generate a huge buzz and collect 3,000 contacts from people within my target that wanted that article. And you can combine inbound marketing with outbound marketing, as I show you in this diagram here. In orange, you see the inbound marketing strategy in place. You generate viral content, posts, articles, and people will see and engage with that, and then they will talk to you and ask about your services. And in blue, you see the automation in place to generate new connections so that you can follow up with messages both inside and outside LinkedIn. And the other way around as well. The people you attract with your inbound strategies, you can then collect their audiences and then set them in an autoresponder, in a drip, or custom audience on Facebook, or even WhatsApp, and then you can do outreach to them. Right now you can do inbound and outbound marketing campaigns on LinkedIn. Congratulations! This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I invite you to give a deep dive and find out much more. I'm putting up together a comprehensive training that goes with further details into the strategies and tactics of both inbound and outbound campaigns on LinkedIn, and you'll find out the secrets of content planning, how often should you post, what kind of stuff should you post, how to do repurposing on other platforms, how to combine search engine optimization blog posts with all the content from LinkedIn, how to use a spreadsheet to track everything and to plan in advance, and also the tactics, the copywriting secrets from the pros, the best practices. I've been tracking lots of professional marketers, and I know the numbers. I know what's working and not, and you're going to be able to almost copy and paste their content and repurpose, reuse that for you. And I'll also go into details about video producing techniques for LinkedIn, which is quite different from Facebook and YouTube. You'll also learn how to amplify your audience, building chatbot audiences, email lists, and also custom audiences for Facebook ads. And for the outbound part, I will teach you how to be predictable and plan for scalability, how to estimate the return on investment, how to plan the resources, how to allocate a sales team, how to plan for an employee advocacy campaign, and of course, all the tactics that belong to that. I'm going to share with you my outreach sequences, my subjects, my messages that work, my follow-up templates, and also I'm going to show you how to do A/B tests so that you find out what works and what doesn't. And everything related to data mining, data scraping, data enrichment, processing, integration, I will share all my tricks with you so that you don't lose time trying to find out alone. So everything you need to do right now is to go to linkedingrowthhacks.com and register so that you have early bird access to all that information when it's available. Thank you very much for your attention.